I'm sorry to tell you this, but Australians are fatter than Brits.
Okay, fuck you.
Dr. Michael Mosley is the British scientist and BBC journalist responsible for the wildly popular 5-2 diet, where you eat normally 5 days a week and then basically fast for 2. It's sold in the millions, it's backed up with considerable science, and now he's back, trying to tackle something that affects 1.7 million Australians, type 2 diabetes. So when you get time with a world-renowned health guru, naturally, you take him to Wine and Cheese.
You don't hate cheese, do you?
Oh, I love cheese. And cheese has been demonised like so many other dairy products. But actually the evidence is very strong now that cheese is pretty good for you.
Great, so I can eat the cheese in front of you, it's not
Cheese
going to be
quite happily,
awkward?
yeah. I'd probably push the crispy breads to one side instead.
Bye-bye bread. Go away bread. Okay.
You see, cheese got demonised because of the whole thing around saturated fat. And we know about saturated fat argument. It's been running now since the 1980s. But actually, when you look at studies like in Sweden, what they found is people who consumed, moderate amounts of cheese, they had less obesity and less risk of type 2 diabetes than those who ate the low-fat versions of them. So we've been completely brainwashed with the idea of low fat, and I think there's a big revolution coming.
So around about the 1980s, there was the birth of the sort of fat-free everything. Everything was
Absolutely.
low fat. But with that came an unexpected side effect, didn't it?
Yes, what happened is obviously, we started eating other junk instead, because if you get rid of the fat, then you get hungry. So what did food manufacturers do? Because once they'd removed the fat from things like milk or yogurt, it tasted ghastly. You've got to do something to it. So what they did is they stuffed it full of sugar. Because you took the muffin, you removed the fat from it, you get a fat-free muffin, you would not eat it, because it tastes absolutely revolting. So what they did is they stuffed it full of sugar instead. And actually what happened is, for example, you buy a muffin, it's a fat-free muffin, but the calories are around 480 calories. They had more calories in that muffin, and they had maybe 9 or 10 teaspoons of sugar in it. It was fat-free,
Yeah.
so people thought, hey, that means I'm not going to get fat. Actually, it meant you're going to get fatter. And it's since the 1980s that we have seen a massive growth in obesity and a truly massive growth in type 2 diabetes around the world. We completely buggered up pretty well every country on earth, and by we, I actually mean the Americans. It was done for the best possible reasons, and it had a truly unfortunate side effect. It was the biggest, least controlled dietary experiment in history, and it ended up in a disaster. So the reason I got into this whole type 2 diabetes thing anyway is because 4 years ago I discovered that I was type 2 diabetic. I had a blood test for something completely different. My GP says to me, I've got bad news, I'm afraid you're type 2 diabetic, we need to start your medication. And I said, no, I don't want to do that, I want to find out. So I got hold of scientists, and basically some of them said to me, why don't you try something called intermittent fasting? So I said, okay, and I'll make a film about it. And I made this film called Eat Fast, Live Longer. And that led to the whole 5-2 thing. So I lost 10 kilos in 12 weeks, reversed my diabetes, and it's been fine ever since. So I wrote a book, Fast Diet, became a worldwide phenomenon, but that got me really, really interested in type 2 diabetes. What is it, causes it, why is it on the increase, what else can you do about it? And that's led me to the current book.
Conventional wisdom is that once you get diabetes, the only way you can do it, the only way you can fix it is with pills. You get it and you're stuck with it for life, you're on pills for life. The radical thing, and it is radical, is that you're proposing that you can reverse it in 8 weeks, which is one of those things where like you expect to hear that on an infomercial, right?
Yes.
Why should we believe you?
Okay, this is not something that I invented on the back of a cornflake packet, really.
And why would you do it on cornflakes? It's filled with sugar. I mean,
This is based on studies by a guy called Professor Roy Taylor at Newcastle University in the UK, and he is one of the world's foremost diabetes experts. He's been working on this for 20 years. So the 8-week, 800-calorie diet is based on his studies. So what he has found, and he's recruited patients to do this, type 2 diabetics, and what he's done is he put them on this 800-calorie diet. It is a very low-calorie diet. You lose weight really fast, but you also lose what's called visceral fat, the fat that's kind of clogging up your liver and your pancreas.
the fat I'm covering right now, sitting in this position.
And it melts away really rapidly. And what he found in his trials is the patients lose around 15 kilos over 8 weeks. Almost all of it is fat, most of it is visceral fat. in his machines, he can measure what is happening to the fat in your liver and pancreas, and you just see it disappear literally in front of your eyes. My dad, who's type 2 diabetic, he developed it around my age. His diabetes got worse, he went on to more medication, he died. If I'd known what I know now, I could have saved his life. He would be with us now, he would have seen his grandkids grown up, and that makes me really angry. It also makes me quite sad.
What's the strangest? Okay, I mean, half our office
Yeah.
did the 5-2.
Okay.
And 2 days a week, people nearly got into like punching matches. Luckily, they were so weak from the fasting, they didn't do much damage.
Yeah.
What's this? It's hard. Like the fasting days are hard.
Yeah.
What's the strangest story you've heard about what people have done on a fasting
What
day?
they've done on the fasting, strangest things. Haven't heard any. Sorry, I
Come
can't-
to our office, we'll tell you
Okay,
some
I
stuff.
see, yeah. There is kind of an easier version of it. I should let you know.
Now
that.
you tell us?
No, I tell you, which is essentially just to cut your carbs 2 days a week.
Right.
So there has been a study which came out since I wrote the book, which essentially says that simply cutting your carbs 2 days a week is also an effective way of doing it. It also means no alcohol for those 2 days. And by no carbs.
That's it, I quit. No, I'm kidding.
Give that a go. Give your office a go. Let me know how you get on.
We will. Dr. Michael Mosley, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
B, can I please eat the cheese now?
Yes, absolutely. Let's help ourselves. Which one's the stinking bishop?
I don't
I like
know.